Hey, welcome to Navajo Sage Weaver Tarot's channel. Welcome, you guys, for coming by and watching my channel. I appreciate it for liking and subscribing. This is a check-in for all 12 signs. I will start from Aries all the way to Pisces. Um, this is a four-card spread. This deck is what current phase you are in, what position you are in at this moment, what you need to let go of, what you should focus on, and how you can tap into your higher self. And I'm going to pick a pile of the tea leaf and see what other message come out. I'm going to pick an archetype, and see where the energy of the light and dark attribute are. So I'm going to do this for all the signs, and everything will be timestamped down below. And I hope that I can help you or inspire you with these messages. And thank you for just, um, viewing and, making me part of the tarot community. I appreciate it very much as a reader. And so I'm going to shake the gourd to move any stagnation. And this is Toulouse, Lulu's for short. And she wanted to be part of the reading today. So here she is, and hopefully she can stay here without interfering. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I'm going to shake the gourd to move the stagnation energy. Let's get a card. Um, no, uh, Aries. Oh my goodness. All right, Aries. One card for Aries. Reading for Aries. Spirits and guides. One card for Aries. So we have the mediator, and the mediator is the light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategize in personal and professional life, respect both sides of an argument. Shadow attribute, negotiating with an alternative motive and hidden agenda, either personal or professional. So, and then I've already pre-shuffled and uh, just saged and um, let the cards go. I'm just gonna flip over the card and we can go from there. Okay? And all the decks will be listed below. So here we have number 16. And number 16 is the Brightman mother energy, Um, it's gonna try to even um, for respect for YouTube. Um, but uh, she brings in this energy of creativity, right? So, uh, Aries, so you're in this position of, being in this creativity, being productive, you know, this intimacy, this shelter. And then what you need to let go of is the Knight of Tools, handyman, workshop, service and repair. Call us today, up to 30% service. So, um, the King of Tools is like the King of Swords. So, uh, maybe some, you know, asking you not to be so cruel to your thoughts, right? Letting go of cruel thoughts, cutting, right? Drilling through you know, the um, the ruthlessness, um, coming at it from angle of, not being so emotional, right? The King of Swords, um, also brings the energy of authority, taking charge. So maybe stepping back, right, and allowing others to um, kind of take charge of their own, right? Maybe you're one of those Aries that likes to take care of everybody, right? Because the um, and so maybe this is a time for you to look at yourself and you know and let that go and focus on you, right? So we have the Earth of Messenger here. And when I look at this energy of Earth of Messenger, um, it reminds me, like connecting, right? Using your frequency to connect you know, to the higher realm. And so this energy here, that you should focus on is connecting you know, to the higher realm so you can connect to a higher frequency. Um, but also knowing the fact that when you do, right, when you focus on that, when uh, you can you start tapping in to your higher self, by being assertive, taking direct action, this impatient, trying to be the hero. So Aries, um, that's the energy there. It's gonna pick a couple of tea leaf, see what other messages Spirit wants you to know. This is just a check-in, kind of like a fast message. Mhm. All right, so we have the mule here. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. We have you, um, UK, compliments from an admirer. We have fire, strong emotion, passionate lover, love or hate. We have eagle, triumph, trouble, triumph over troubles, obstacles, the eagle energy. And then we have October. All right, Aries, that is your message. Thank you. Taurus. Taurus, we have the detective, the light attribute, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. The shadow attribute, veterism, falsifying information, right? And then from the fairy oracle, the message that we are currently in, the rustic tarot, uh, what we need to let go of, the good tarot, um, what we should focus on, and the doodle, tapping into our higher self. Hmm. So, uh, Taurus, with this energy here, the archetype energy, a detective. So, finding truth, right? Looking at something, you know, some sort of information. And then you have the number 23, which is the green woman energy here. And the green woman energy, she's this energy of wildness, right? Look at this context around her. Mhm. And she, is um nature, she's magic, you go outside, you start seeing things that weren't there before, like the flowers coming in, you know. So but then also there's this expectation, right? Like we know there's a tree and we expect it to have leaves on it and go through these seasons without even looking at it, but we have this expectation of it, but also being gratitude because it gives us this sense of, you know, um, gratitude of having these elements in our lives to help us live. Mm. And then also the fact that this is, you know, um, natural and wildness, it means too that it can be untamed creativity. So maybe we're working on trying to, uh, be, letting our wild side out, right, Taurus? And then what we need to let go of, is the hermit energy. And so the what it says here, gone fishing, catch you later. Mhm. And this is 9, right? Or um 1x. And so uh maybe this hermit energy is, asking you to let go of some of the injustice that, has happened, right? That's why this attribute of the detective here, you know, um, and also, this letting go of feeling like you're alone, right? Because usually when a person goes fishing, they want to be left alone. So maybe there's a sense of trying to feel like you need to be left alone or feel like there's this loneliness. And so, the hermit energy, is just also, uh, trying to understand yourself, you know, and but also reminding you too that you have spirit, you have your elements all around you, so you're not alone, Taurus. And then the energy that you need to focus on is the Emperor energy, taking authority, setting the rules, holding them to it. being disciplined, right? This Emperor energy, just finding structure, you know, finding the confidence in you. And then tapping into your higher self, is the Nine of Cups, wealth, luck, pride, accomplishment. All right. Just try to 5 cards. So we have a fair man dealing with our relations with a man with blonde, gray hair, or white hair. You have the dragon, beware of self-delusion, right? Letting go, right? The hermit energy. Then we have the desk here. Pay attention to your work, you know. We have a man dealing with relations with a man, and maybe this is a masculine energy, you know. And then we have kite, vacation, right? So, making the rules, right? Wanting to need, stop, you know, creating an illusion, right? Beware of it, this with this dragon energy. So I'd say that is your check-in energy, Taurus.
All right,
All
we
right,
are
thank you.
doing Gemini.
Gemini. We have the attribute or the archetype Martri. So the light attribute is learning to transition natural of service to one's self or a cause. Shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. The Martri. All right. So from the fairy energy, we have friends. We have judgment here. The three of earth. And the king of swords. So Gemini, um, so the current position, energy we're bringing in is the friends, 46, right? So, we're bringing in support aid, right? Because we're learning to transition, right? Transcend, transcend nature of service to oneself or a cause. So when we do that, we need to, ask for support sometimes because sometimes we need help, and it's not easy. So, maybe spirit is, asking you to either support or ask for aid through your connection, you know, or, asking spirit for help, right? You can see he's being guided, right? And then here, you're being guided in this attribute here. And then what you need to let go of is the judgment. So maybe you're being asked to, you know, um, talk to your inner demons and tell them that, you're not a failure. You know, maybe there's uh, judgment of incomplete work, right? Maybe you didn't do something, maybe something's incomplete, right? Finish it, regardless of, you know, the deadline, you know, and get it in. Here it says advertise with us. Marketing is everything. Judgment, thinking big, thinking loud, you know. So, and you got a 2x, 20. Um, letting go, you know, releasing, right? Embracing change, letting go, releasing, embrace a change because spirit is helping you, right? And then you have the three of earth here, and the three of earth is a reminder energy um, that uh, there's, teamwork, you know, what we're focusing on is teamwork, you're taking the driver's seat. You're making things work. You're becoming that apprenticeship. You're doing your, assignment. You're doing your homework, right, Gemini? And then when because you're doing that, you're tapping into your higher self, the intellect, having mental clarity, taking authority, being logic. All right, let's see what the tea leaf has for you. Oh, geez. So we have five, or V, victory, in some endeavor, broom, new home, new attitude, funnel, uh, period of frustration, lesson to be learned. We have rose, uh, romance in the air. We have valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. Horseshoe, good luck. July, cat, two-faced friend. Sunrise, new creative idea, new ventures, a fresh new start. All right, Gemini, those were the messages that Spirit wants you to have at this check-in. Answer. You have two. You have vampire, the light attribute, make you aware that someone or something is draining life, your life force. The shadow attribute, depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. And then dismal, the light attribute, understanding natural of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attribute, wait for a night to provide you seduction by romantic illusion. So those are the cards that want to come out. All right. Let's see what the current position you are in, Cancer, what you need to let go of, what you should focus on. And when you do that, you're using and tapping into your higher self. All right. So we have number 4 here. He of the fairy sword. So this energy here is of activeness, spiritual justice, protection, because, here it says maybe, somebody is draining your life force, you know, um, however you're using it, whether it's in your shadow or light attribute, it's this energy here is that you're in the current energy, so there's protection around you. There's your spirit seems aware of the situation and letting you know that, you know, this message is for you, Cancer, that justice will be served, you know, but you have to let go, right? Of uh oh, is it okay to beer fist? Yeah, okay to beer time festival. So maybe letting go of, you know, some unhealthy habits, right? This is the page of drinks. So the uh you know, maybe oversensitive, you know, finding ways to escape, right? Uh, some sort of bad news sometimes that makes us go into those directions, right? Using those negative or shadow attribute, you know, maybe waiting for a king to provide through seduction by romantic illusion, you know, doing something, you know, out of despite, you know, using your psychic survival to deplete others, you know, codependency. So, uh, trying to not let, we're needing to let go of that energy there. And then what you need to focus on is the Ace of Air. And the Ace of Air is, you know, starting a new project, you know, um, starting that new spark, you know, getting getting something off the ground, you know. So, you know, using your your unique unicorn powers, right? And then when you focus on that, then you're able to tap into the Page of Pentacles, making plans, new jobs, right? New opportunities come in, practicality, potentials, you know? So let's see what we have here for you, Cancer. Mhm. So we have December. Boat, money and property through an inherits winning windfall. Star, granted success. Target, a goal oriented person. June, fly, a period of ill health, depression. So, uh, Cancer, gonna say that is the message for you, for your check-in. Leo, Leo, one card for you, Leo. Check-in. Child, nature. Your light attribute, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirit. Shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. See what the fairy is to say. What we need to let go, what we need to focus on, and when we do, what energy are we tapping into when we do that with our higher self? So we have 56 here, and 56, the energy is gloomist doom. So we're feeling a little defeated, maybe self-pity, right? Some sort of this self-destruction, right? Trying to take care of ourselves, right? Um, so then what we need to let go of is we have here words have powers, professional copywriting and editing service. Um, so we have the Knight of Tools and the Knight of Tools is, maybe somebody that's not grounded, right? As a student. Um, so the is to let go of this energy here, you know, maybe needing to ground ourselves. And then what we need to focus on is the 10 of fires. And the 10 of fires is releasing, burning your demons, making magic, right? And then when you do that, when you're focusing on that, you tap into your higher self, completion, search the truths, inner guidance, meditation with this hermit energy. I'll see what the tea leaves message have to say, what other messages they want to share. Leo, we have great worries over nothing. We have leg, stepping into a new experience. Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. We have Beryl, you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or gold. You have York, feeling tied down or frustrated. Pin Pot, problems to be resolved. And Crown, honor and respect will come to you. So that is your message, Leo. Virgo, Virgo. Your archetype is liberator, the light attribute, freeing yourself and others from molded belief, releasing negativity thought pattern, shadow attribute, imposing your own tyrant over those who claim to be liberated, ignoring uh eliminate let it let legitimate constraint. All right. See what the cards have to say for Virgo. So we have 59 here. 59, 39, sorry. I, not that I was seeing things, but um, 39. Lost Guna, um, discovery of self, right? Uh, adventure, sunken treasure. And that's the current energy we are in. So what we need to let go of is we have a famous magician, the the art of magic. Great show tonight. The magician, you have the number 9, the greatest mystery of show of all times. So um the magician energy, what we need to let go, Spirit's asking us to let go of, maybe being a trickster, right? Maybe manipulating, being deceitful. And then what we need to focus on is this full energy, you know, trust, new beginnings, adventure, um, having faith, pushing through despite the challenges, right? And then when you do that, you tap into the Ten of Swords, which is the energy of betrayal, utter defeat, breakdown, rock bottom. And um and sometimes you have to do that, right? You have to risk it because you don't know how the energy is going to affect you. So, um that's what we have for you, Virgo. Let's see what the tea leaves, other messages want to be shared. So we have cobweb, protect from negative force beyond your control. We have well, family wishes come true. We have nest, and an emotional, secure, loving family is important to you. We have bear, danger, especially in money matters. Uh, January, haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown. And we have seahorse, family matters. So, Virgo, that is your message. Your check-in mess. Libra, Libra. Right, for Libra, we have child, divine, the light attribute, innocent, purity, and redemption suggests a spirit, spiritual connection with the divine. Shadow attribute, an ability to defend oneself against negative force. All right, so we have number 17 here, himself energy, the natural law, life force, magic, shaman powers. This is the energy that we are in. And then what we need to let go, travel the world, land of the gods, Egypt, nine of pleasure. So, um, maybe this, uh, nine of pleasure, is, spirit asking us to let go of dependency, the lack of security, the lack of feeling like you don't have a home, income, let go of that thought. And then when you do, and you start focusing on the the Eight of Waters, right? Energy, um, which is moving on. The Eight of Waters is taking time for yourself, and then uh, tapping into your higher self is the Ace of Pentacles. Business opportunities start coming in, money starts coming in, new abundance, stability, right? Allowing yourself to use your shamanic energy, right? Because you're connected to the divine. All right, Libra, see what the tea leaves have for you. So we have young woman dealing with relations with a younger woman. We have tiger, doing something risky, taking chances. Your opportunity are waiting for you. Feather, someone is undependable and insincere. Rooster, a arrogant boast person you shouldn't cross. Boot, increase your effort if you want to achieve your goals. Forest, muddle, unclear thinking, broken bridge, uh, successful outcome to a problem. Um, Chair, field, someone new entering your life. Older woman, dealing with and relations with an older woman. Dog, protection from a powerful friend. All right, Libra, that is your message. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, your archetype energy is Destroyer, the light attribute, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life. The shadow attribute, intoxication with destructive powers, destroying others' dreams or potential. All right, Scorpio, we are bringing in the energy um, number 60, the poke, the changer, good and bad, bad and good, resolution energy. And what we need, that's the current position we're in. What we need to let go of, right, is you have Big Mama Pizza, Little Corner, Big Italian, Burning. We have 8, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 6, 5, 4, 1, 1 numbers for some reason. And the Queen of Meals. Um, so maybe nourishing, right? Trusting, you know, um, the Queen of Meals, um, maybe letting go materialistic things, right? And then what you need to focus on is the Seven of Waters. And the Seven of Waters energy is the reminding of, making the right choice, assessing your needs and bringing them into alignment, looking at them. And then when you do that, then you tap into your higher self, right? With the star energy, hope, faith, rejuvenation, spirituality comes in. All right. Okay, we have the bull. Do not break down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. We have the elephants. Long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. We have lobster, financial pinch. We have egg, assess successors with good plans and hard work. We have cane, cane, cane. Pay attention to your health. We have mountain, major challenges to overcome. We have handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important. So that is your message, Scorpio. Check in message for Sagittarius. Check in message for Sagittarius. Spirits and guides. We have the archetype adventures, light attribute, desire to balance and scale of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. The shadow attribute, restoring to violence in the name of cause. Okay, so Sagittarius, we are bringing in number 42. And the energy 42 is my the my uh myomancer energy. So, you know, energy that maybe is leaving you, spirits leaving you small clues, some details, messages from somewhere else that you weren't probably expecting. This can also be patient. And then, what we need to let go of. This card says drugstore, um, Celis, and Honix. This is Dr. Cannabis, Alces L. Xers, uh, V. The Hierophant. So, um, maybe needing to let go of an addiction, right, to cannabis, or, you know, letting go the fact that sometimes, our external environment, is uncontrollable. And so you have to be mindful of, you know, what or who is around you. You don't know who is using these types of elements, can interfere, with your energy, and um, with, so sometimes spirit will come in and leave you small clues, let you know what is what, but you have to pay attention. And also the Queen of Waters here, you know, um, focusing, you know, on having compassion, right, for yourself, focusing on your intuition, um, being honest with yourself, being kind, thinking kind thoughts, right? Because maybe this little message that, that you're in, that maybe you saw, um, interacted, came out of nowhere, um, surprised you because maybe you weren't expecting this person to use Dr. Cannabis, right? Or something like that. And so spirit's telling you to let go of it, don't think about it. Go, focus on your intuition, focus on yourself, you know. And then when you do that, you tap into your higher self with this emperor energy. Um, this is fatherhead, authority, structure, control, so maybe you need control. Maybe it's something that, maybe something that, that you're not, that, that's your weakness, right? And to walk away from it. And so it's coming back and it's hard for you. All right. See what the tea leaves have for you. All right, so we have Bridge, successfully overcoming the problem. Shield, you need to defend yourself. Women, dealing relations with a woman. Turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. Pig, beware of greed. August, basket, um, recon, recon, mm, mm, reconation, reward for merits. All right, Sagittarius, that is your message. Capricorn, what is your check-in message Spirit wants to share with you for Capricorn? The Adonis archetype here, the light attribute inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. Celebrate the beauty in yourself. The shadow attribute, pers- um, persuade pleasure to the determinant of health, indulging at expenses of others. Sorry, my mouth kind of got stuck there. All right, so Capricorn, the current energy that we are in is 22. So the master maker here. Um, this energy is somebody who's skilled, craftsmanship, and as a magician has moral strength, and invention. And so the current position you are in, what you need to let go, it says, so sweet and so fresh, bubbly gum, 1 cent. Sweet candy, lollipops, desserts, ace of meals. So, you know, the maybe something, you gotta let go of is, the, uh, the muddly thinking, right? Um, the feeling chaotic, right? Because that's what sweets can do to your mind, make you think funny, you know, uh, crash, make you feel these ways. So maybe you need to let go of that, right? Um, and then focusing on the whirl energy here, the whirl energy is looking at focusing on your goals, your achievement, the completions that you have done, right? What you've mastered, what was inspired this energy, for you to embrace, celebrate the beauty in yourself instead of, you know, indulging in others' experiments, right? And other people's, desserts. Maybe you got a bunch of friends, Capricorn, that like to cook desserts. And then when you do that, right, the world energy, tapping into your higher self is the four energy. So you bring in rest, recuperation, healing, taking a break. All right. So I'd say that is let's see what the tea leaf have to share with you. Right, so we have one. So we have hands in need of help, assistance, guidance. We have wedge. Someone is trying to is trying to come between you and friends and something you want. We have goldfish, increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. We have May. We have teardrops, great personal sorrow. Um, we have dark woman dealing with or relations with a woman with dark complexity or hair. April. So, Capricorn, that is your check-in message. Thank you. Aquarius. Aquarius. Aquarius, we have the engineer attribute, architect, archetype. The light attribute is the ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolution to common dilemmas. The shadow attribute, reliance on mechanical situation without regards of emotional consequences. All right, Aquarius. So the current position that we are in is the energy 19, the sage. Um, Trying to be patient, old age, right? Um, Retreat, knowledge, some sort of hidden knowledge, right? And wisdom. And what we need to let go, it says bowling center, bowling shoot, celebration, strike. The 10 of pleasure. So maybe letting go of um, irresponsibility, avoidantness, right? Um, some sort of trauma, burnout, um, shadow relations, right? Letting go, celebrate, right? So letting go of something in that. And then Mhm. what you need to currently focus on is the 10 of waters. So the 10 of waters is happiness, feeling happy, contentment, expressing gratitude, you know, a completion. And then when you tap into that, you know, focus on that, what you need to focus on, right? Then you tap into your higher self with the Ace of Swords, where there's breakthrough, success, truth, ideas coming in. All right, Aquarius, let's see what the tea leaves have to share, what messages. Quail, the feather flew. All right, Aquarius. Let's see, we have quail. Get back to the basics. We have diamond. You'll be receiving and giving precious gift. We have cup. You should accept valid criticism. Needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Rat. Someone's working against you behind your back. Tense, temporary situation. Casket. Someone's going out of your life or ending of a situation. Bird. Perch. Waiting for news. Packaging. Letter. Oh, March. Four-leaf clover. Good, great news, or yeah, great, good fortune. Cup. Dysfunctional in life. Dagger. Fear, worries, tension, situation. Mountain road. You are on the road to success. Hat. You will be playing a different role. All right, Aquarius, those are your messages that Spirit wants you to have today in this check-in reading. Pisces, bring in the energy of the sun. So you have King. The archetype energy is King, the light attribute. Enlightenment, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in charge. Shadow attribute, excessive feeling of entitlement, rulership without restriction, without restrainment. All right, Pisces, the current position or current phase that we are in is number 53, and the energy of death, something timely ending, releasing, liberation, right? Some sort of natural cause coming to. Um, and then what we need to let go says tango, learn to dance. Two of pleasure. So maybe we need to let go of, consumption, consumerate, right? Um, that lead us to poor choices, um, that cause unbalanced partnership, right? That's what the tango is working with another, right? Causing uh, obstacles and stagnation in relation. So we got to stop focusing on that. Then what we need to focus on is the Hierophant energy. And the Hierophant energy, is learning to teach, right? Learning the traditions, the wisdom, learning to become the authority, learning to use the right tools to help get, the message that needs to be said, um, being a channel for the divide, right? Divine, because when you do that, you tap into your higher self, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Enter inheritance, wealth, fortune, family traditions. All right, let's see what the tea leaf energy here wants to share with you. All right, we have Gong, an exciting event, Moon, changes in your life, career, We have Fox, swindliness and resourcefulness, especially in business. We have broken wishbone, wishes will not be granted, chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. Club, someone will try to make you do something against your will. Happiness. Mm. Ant, work achievement success. Uh, Coins, money will be coming to you. Carrot, opportunities or windfalls, September. All right, Pisces, that is the message that Spirit wants to share with you in this check-in. All right. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to do your reading of all 12 signs. This is a check-in, and I hope that this helps you and give you inspired and insight in your journey, and will help you in that way. And I just want to say thank you, Ahiat, for coming and onto my channel and taking the time and supporting me. And just want to say, Hojon Ascleet, Hojon Ascleet, Hojon Ascleet, Hojon Ascleet, Ahiat.